What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's that time of year again. Camo's on, guns loaded. Let's go get a deer. Well, we've just come up the top here, have a bit of a glass around. Didn't hear any roars last night, didn't even hear a moan. I think the rut is well and truly over now. It's pretty hot, it's not even cool. The only thing we got going for us is it's a bit overcast, but we're just gonna sit up here for a couple of hours, just glass around, see if anything pokes its head out. Dad's just down the bottom there with the buggy. He's got the caller, but we might throw a few calls around, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. If nothing was calling last night, I'd say it's pretty well over. But got a lot of valleys and gullies, hills on this side. Got valleys and hills behind us. Seen a lot of deer down there. Seen a lot of deer over here, so just need a bit of luck on our side and hopefully one sticks its head out. I've just been up the top here glassing for about 10 minutes. Dad's called out to me, told me to come down. He's got 2 or 3 does on a hill and there's a spiker with them. I heard him throw a call and there was a massive call that came back. So there's definitely a bigger stag down in this gully here. So I'm gonna go down to the buggy, have a bit more of a glass, get a better look and see what this stag looks like on the hill. He reckons it's only a spiker, but until we get the binos on him, we're not really gonna know. So I'll make my way down to Dad now and see if we can get eyes on him. There's 3 does on that hill. And there's a big animal. It's only a spiker, but he's a huge deer. It'd be worth taking for meat, but the head's not a trophy by any means. It's just, we know that there's one down in the next gully. So it's, do we take the spiker now, get some meat? Or do we wait and keep our fingers crossed that this other stag walks up? It's a pretty big gamble because it's getting late in the morning now. It's overcast, which is working in our favour, but yeah, it's hard, I don't know. This deer down here sounded a lot better than what this deer is on the hill, so we might just wait. Dad's gonna get the 300 out, and if a shot comes into play, we'll just take it. Watch him for a bit and see if this stag, I got my fingers crossed that this stag pokes its head out because it does sound like a decent deer. I'll get some footage of these ones anyway while we wait. Yeah, that's a better stag too.
So 350 goes here. That's on 350.
He's moving up.
Up?
Yeah, it'll be an easier shot. He's moving towards that spiker.
Just in case this thing doesn't go down, give me another round.
Yeah, I think he's only a 6 or a...
Well, that's going to be more like 360, isn't it?
Yeah, he'd be a 6 or an 8.
You're going to have to get ready. Where's he going?
He's just on that tree line. They're walking down. Shot. Yep, straight down.
I can't hear you.
Straight down.
He down.
Yep. Good shot. How loud was it?
That's loud, mate. But the muzzle brake, hardly any kick. What distance was that?
I think it was sitting at 500, 550.
485.
485, that's a long shot.
There you go.
First shot with the 300. Deer down. Best part about this is there's a track. It goes all the way up. We're just gonna have to drag him up that hill a little bit. And we can chuck him in the trailer. Dad's actually just gone back to get the trailer now. We'll take him back to camp, hang him up, and we can get every little bit of meat off him that we possibly can. It's really hard hiking out in the valley because a few places where we've shot deer, you physically can't drag them. You can't even roll them onto their other side without losing them. It's that steep. So to shoot one there, it just makes it that much better. We got one. It's been a tough season, but we finally got a decent one. Oh, I'm gonna make my way up to this gate, wait for Dad, and then we'll go check him out. Makes it all worthwhile. Oh, let's keep going. We finally got it done. I think it's about the end of the raw. We've had a real tough season this season. The weather hasn't played our part very well. It's been windy, it's been hot. As you can probably tell, I'm sweating balls here. We came up the top of the hill, had a bit of a glass around, saw one spiker. We were going to take him for meat, but then this fella poked his head up. Ended up getting a shot. I think it was about 500 meters, 480 or something. So Dad finally got to use his 300. CDS worked a charm. Got him in the sweet spot. And even better, I've done the hard work now. We just got to load him up onto the trailer, take him back, and we'll be able to get every little bit of meat off him. So it's good to see a hunt finally come together for us this season. We'll get him up on the trailer, take him back and cut him up. Just before we start taking meat off him, I'll just show you, generally after the rut's over, this is what a young stag looks like. Like to some of you it might look real sick and unhealthy, but he's just in really poor condition. And what we've found is majority of the young stags, that's what they look like. That's the condition they're in after the 2 weeks is over. And what we put it down to is they don't eat, they don't sleep, they're just worried about getting their does and doing their thing. So this one's had it a bit rough. He's got a massive puncture wound. That could have been from last season. It's pretty well healed over. He's got a couple up on the top side of his neck. He's got a big gash here too, which is probably from the antlers of another stag. Generally at the end of the 2 weeks, they're pretty easy picking. Like, they don't know what they're doing. It's like an overload of testosterone over the 2 weeks, and they're pretty well on a massive come down. So they walk around aimlessly, almost in a trance. They're not worried about you. Like, this one would have hurt us for sure. We were a fair way away, but there was no breeze, no nothing. The does clicked onto it for a little bit. I don't know if the footage picked that up, but in the hype of the rut, this guy wouldn't have been with the spiker that he was with, so we definitely know the rut's over now. So he poked his head out. We were going to take that spiker for meat. He was probably in a bit better condition than what he is. Obviously hadn't been fighting as much as this guy, but we finally got one. Now we'll just take some meat off him and bag it up. I'll take the carcass down to the dam. I'll set a camera up, because the last deer that Dad and the boys shot, I came out a week later and it was all gone. So I'm guessing there's a lot of pigs around again. So we'll set the camera up, and hopefully the next video we'll be shooting a couple of pigs. Let's get it done.